Hello students, in the previous lecture we had started chapter number 1, that is physical world and measurement. So let us continue that chapter, and what we had done, actually we had done system of units and its coherent system of units, advantage of that, and today we will start dimensional analysis. So before starting this dimensional analysis, let me tell you dimensional formula. Dimensional formula. Right? So basically dimensional formula can be depicted by the three quantities, basically, that is mass, it is m, and length, this is L, and time, right? So these three quantities are to be used by depicting, by demonstrating this dimensional formula, and no doubt dimensional formula is to be depicted or shown with the help of square brackets, right? So there are so many formulas which you will read in your book or from other sources. So I will here discuss basically main formulae, or you can say basic formulae, like first term I have area. As you know students, area is length into length, so that means its formula is L2, right? This is its dimension L2. If you write it in the form of this M0, L2 and T0, so this is your dimensional formula, and this is dimension of area is L2. Then volume, this is LBH, right? So all are having dimension length, so I am writing here LLL, right? So L means L pre, so this is the dimension of volume. There are so many quantities, so let us, by using these we will derive other formulae like this density. Yes student, you must know the basic formulae for deriving these. So density means mass upon volume. This is mass upon volume. So mass is having dimension m, and volume I have just written here L3. So this will be ml minus 3, right? This is density, dimensions of density. Similarly, we can write velocity or speed, both are having same dimension formula. So velocity means rate of change of displacement. So displacement is to be measured in length, right? And this is to be divided by time, which is t. So what you get, this is LT minus 1, right? So this is dimensional formula of velocity. Suppose we are to find acceleration. So acceleration is what? Acceleration, this is velocity upon time. So velocity I have just calculated LT minus 1, and this is your t. So what you get, this is LT minus 2. So this is acceleration. By using acceleration we can able to find the force also. So what is force? The force is equal to, force is equal to mass times acceleration. Mass times acceleration, right? So this is m, and acceleration I have just calculated LT minus 2. So what you get, this is m L, right, and t minus 2. So you can write m1 L1 also. If you are not writing here, it's understood, means m1 L1 t minus 2. This is force. Now let us do work done, right? So let me draw a margin to write another formula. So rest I have work done, right? And work done is what? This is force into displacement, right? And force is what? This is m1 L1 T minus 2. And what about displacement? This is nothing but equal to length, right? And further you can write m1, right? L raised to power 1, this is L raised to power 1, this will be L2 and T minus 2. And student, this is nothing but equal to energy also. So work done and energy having same dimension, because energy is what? This is capacity to do work. It means whatever the formula, dimensional formula of this work done, the similar we have dimensional formula or dimensions of energy also. So next, momentum. With a sum of dimensions I am writing here. So rest of the dimensions you will study from your book or any other source. So then momentum is what? This is product of mass into velocity. Mass is m, right? And velocity is Lt minus 1. So what you get? This is m1 L1 T minus 2, T minus 1, right? So this is your momentum. You see, I have just written velocity, acceleration, force, work done, energy, momentum. Then next I have torque. Torque is what? Torque means force into perpendicular distance, right? So here we can write torque is equal to force into displacement. So force into perpendicular distance. Force into perpendicular distance, right? So force is what? This is m1 L1 T minus 2. So this is m1 L1 T minus 2 and perpendicular distance mean L. So you see m1 L2 T minus 2. So indirectly we have written formula of torque. There are so many constant also there, then gravitational constant, right? Then universal gravitation constant, Planck constant, there are so many. Yes, but de Broglie wavelength, this is lambda, is equal to h, right? H upon m into v, where this h is our Planck constant. This is our Planck constant, right? This is Planck constant. So actually I have to find the dimensional formula of h. So what will be? This is lambda into m into v, right? So lambda is wavelength, it is nothing but length, mass which is m, velocity Lt minus 1. So let us put the value lambda L, mass m and velocity Lt minus 1. So if we solve this, this is m1, right? L and L, this is L2 and this is T minus 1. So this is Planck constant, right? But if you don't know direct the formula of any constant, you can derive from the formula itself, right? And by using that formula, you can able to find the dimensional formula of this constant. So let us derive universal gravitation constant, right? So you know Newton law of gravitation is what? This is equal to force of attraction is equal to g times product of masses, let it be m1, m2 upon square of distances, right? And actually I want to find its dimensional formula. So this is g. So g is equal to f into d square upon m1 into m2, right? So force I have mass into acceleration, which is m1 L1 T minus 2, right? And distance is nothing, you know, this is L2, right? Distance square, which is L into L, right? So further I have in the denominator m into m. This is m into m, right? So it will take the shape of this m, you see this m will be cancelled out, right, and this m will go in the numerator, and this L1, L2, this is L3 and T minus 2. So this is the formula for this universal gravitation constant. You can write universal gravitation constant, this is G, and this is your Planck constant, this is your Planck's constant, right? So this is all about some important dimensional formulae, and rest and the next term I have applications of dimensional analysis. Applications of dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis. So basically I have three uses. So what are they? One is to convert one system of unit into another. So this is first application, or you can say conversion of one system into another system. So second application I have to derive formulae. So actually statement of any subject to be given, so on what factors that particular quantity depends, so we are to derive the formulae for that. So next I have to check the accuracy, of given formulae, right? Yes students, these are the applications of dimensional analysis, and I will discuss them one by one. So let me start with the conversion of one system into another system. Yes, first application is conversion of one system into another system of unit. Conversion of one system of unit into another system, right? Another system of unit. Yes, so for that I have formula. This is N2 N1, M1 upon M2, right, raised to power A. This L1 upon L2 raised to power B, T1 upon T2 raised to power C. Here we will use this formula. N1 one system which is given, might be MKS system or CGS system. So next let us do one practice related to this system. So I have first part, convert 1 Newton into dyne. We are to convert Newton into dyne. So Newton and dyne are the units of force, right? And Newton is MKS system or SI, and this is CGS system. So indirectly we are to convert MKS system into CGS system, right? So Newton is force, so force having the dimensional formula M1 L1 T minus 1, right? And if you compare these, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1, and this C is equal to minus 2. So actually A means power of M, B means power of L, then C means power of this T, time. So let us put the value of M1, L1, T1, right? So let us M1 is MKS system. So in MKS system, M1 is kilogram, right? And L1 is, this is 1 meter. This is in SI system. Keep this in mind. So L1 is 1 meter and this is T1, this is 1 second. And if we talk about this CGS system, M2, so this is gram, you can take 1 gram, and this is L2, L2 is 1 centimeter and T2 is 1 second. Now I am going to use this formula for the conversion of this as SI system into CGS system. So let us apply here. N2, N1, N1 is 1 Newton, this is 1. So M1 I have 1 kilogram, this is kilogram, 1 kilogram, and this is 1 gram, raised to power 1. Then I have length, length is having, this is 1 meter, right, and this is 1 centimeter, raised to power 1, and further time, this is in 1 second upon, this is 1 second, so this is minus 2, so this will be cancelled out. Since we are converting SI into CGS system, so that means we are to split, right, bigger unit into smaller. So that means 1 kilogram is 10 raised to power 3 gram. This is 1 gram, right? Here this is 10 raised to power 2 centimeter, because 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. So 100 means 10 raised to power 2. So this centimeter will be cancelled out, this gram will be cancelled out. So this is 10 raised to power 5. So this is nothing but your dyne, right? So this is 1 Newton is equal to this 10 raised to power 5 dyne. So here we have just convert 1 dyne, 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to power 5 dyne, right? Similarly, you can take so many examples for the conversion of this system. So rest of the examples we will discuss in next video.